All right. Pop-up stream is starting. Let me see if I can navigate through this whole thing. We got ourselves. Let's see. This the one? I think this is the one. This is. Nope, not found. All right. So this is the DiverMan Pop-Up stream. We're just gonna hang out, answer some questions, see if anybody comes into chat. A little bit of test out and stuff. Okay. So this is my first time doing like my own stream like this. I'm usually popping into other people's streams. I'm not super tech savvy with surface world tech like YouTube and stuff like that, but I figured it was about time I did my own stream. Check everybody out, say hey, let some other people join in if they want. Got my little screen here with my Instagram. That's where most my stuff is. I don't know anybody else not, but I don't really know how to add people. So again, it might just be a little funky for a little bit. I hope my voice is coming in okay. I don't know how to test that either, but I'm going to go on the assumption that my voice is okay and that you guys can hear me. So we'll see what happens. But I am the amazing DiverMan. Live at the bottom of the ocean in an old sunken nuclear sub. This is my home. You know, this is basically my studio. I have some tanks and stuff. I'll get to it at some point. I don't know if about on this stream, but in future streams we can show you some tanks. I do some builds. Recently, I've been coming up to the surface to go to some of the events, meeting some cool new people, talking with you and everything. And I was at the host piano and just coming on. You guys can hear me. My helmet is a little distorted. Coming up to trying to go to some of these events to see folks that are part of the fish and frag farm. I think Reefapalooza in New York. At that point, check that at some point. I think that's in Pennsylvania. and uh, I guess surface world very often. Been trying to come up with more. I'm not super happy about how the beaches are looking these days. Um, I think on Instagram, HB Mermaids, she does. She's part of. I think she's part of the Thousand Mermaids program, or she's just got her own mermaid thing going on. But they were doing some beach cleanups and finding dead birds and all types of plastic and stuff in the ocean. It wasn't good. Uh, um, not thrilled about that, but I am that she got some efforts going on to try to remedy that. I'd like to see more of that from the community. My whole thing is just trying to encourage people to do more of that. The ocean is a big part of the world, obviously, but it's important for people, it's important for animals, and it's important for the entire ecosystem that we really do something about this. Plastic in the oceans has been a real big issue. There's literally, the giant Pacific garbage patch that's just enormous. I think at this point it's like the size of a state or something like that. Uh, which again is unfortunate, but you know, I'm hoping that we can get more people involved. That I find is kind of one of my biggest goals up here. The other thing is we got a comic book coming out. A buddy of mine, Josh Rodriguez, is putting it out. Hey, Sandy. And we're hoping to get it like completed by the end of the year and hopefully available for purchase. Um, Hopefully by next Aqua Shell or something, and I think February, ideally before that. But I think the biggest part that we're dealing with is kind of getting. We want to get people involved from the community and have like stories of what's your experience with the community, what's your experience with these shows, with Diverman, with fish keeping, with the aquarium hobby in general. Um, Community institute, and they go to Aqua and then I started watching some of their YouTube videos, and they were talking about Fish Fam, and I was checking that out, and there's a whole gosh darn network. So I checked that out, and it's super legit. So I doing my best to try to be a part of that and contribute in some way. Like I said, most of what I do is some some events that we've gone to. We uh, for people to have people like that's at the invite button. Yeah, the other big part of this is me just trying to figure all of this out. Oh, there we go. Copy. Let's see, can I do this correctly? Okay, great signal. Unmute. I don't know why it muted there first. But yeah, if anybody wants to come up and say hey, happy to have you on, happy to have you come in. A lot of this is just gonna be me rambling and saying hey, checking out what we do here on the StreamYard on Fish Fam. And you got a couple people in here, Dave and Sandy, I think. Um, did have a little bit delay, had some technical difficulties, wasn't exactly sure how to really get this whole thing started, but this thing is amazing. Um, I'm biased because anytime there's a movie with aquatic life, I'm all about it. So, um, but Namor, holy moly, the king of Atlantis or Tolakan or whatever they got it for this series he was a beast. They had some whales and orcas and stuff fighting. Seeing that underwater world, that was just amazing. That that kind of stuff gets me with uh, I'm all about it. I'm watching that movie. So we recently just watched the Wakanda Forever, and yeah, it's amazing. And if you're a fish lover, fish keeper, you'll love it. Uh, my review, and in this a 55-gallon tank with some Oscars, some albino, and regular Oscars. I always need to say about it. But yeah, um, I'm kind of still learning these technologies and what we do with it and how I can apply it to, like I said, kind of reach my goal of getting more people involved with beach cleanups. Um, the other thing I just really like to see, make sure you see their face first. If someone is going to come on stream with you. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't want to put a bot up here. It's just what I've seen have been. I'm hoping for someone that I recognize. We can have a chat. Um, we can ask some questions, or if you want to just stay in chat and answer whatever questions, I'll do my best to keep an eye on chat and talk to you and stuff. But yeah. So a little background for me. I've been I mostly deal with saltwater. Obviously, I'm in the ocean. So saltwater and coral are kind of my bread and butter. Uh, I am more curious about dealing with plants and CO2 and live bears and breeding and live food cultures and stuff like that. Like all that stuff is super cool to me. I don't have a ton of experience with freshwater stuff. Um, keep some of these things alive, but I think where I want to learn more is make a stable ecosystem. I think whenever you can get to create an ecosystem, you're going to have a lot more success because you can take more of the work off of your tool. Give a view. If I see it's like Hoodlum 413. I'm doing this. Let me know, please. So, but yeah, so I I've done fresh water before. That's so and I've done I think one of the most exotic freshwater in a month for um, but uh, water. Um, uh, like I'll take a tank and uh, I'll just I'll leave it gross for a month or two. You know, just get your sand, get your rock, um, get your get some algae and stuff in there that'll naturally start growing. Obviously, water and salt, your power heads, your heater, get all that stuff going, and then and uh, um, start creating ants and varieties, and those will start to eat some of that algae. Um, and, and they um, my first couple fish. My opinion, always add your most skittish, your smallest fish first. So I'll put something like gobies. I'm a big goby fan. Let them find their hidey holes to dig in. Let them find their areas where they can kind of hide, and they'll come out more um, your internet goes in. I've never had this issue before. Let's see what we can do here. One 4G. TV here. Take this TV out. Set stuff up. This this is the this is why we do stuff like this. So specifically right now, just happy that you guys did come in, and maybe people in the future will why is so much? Why is this happening? Maybe because maybe I'll just get off of the Wi-Fi on my phone. Maybe that'll help some. I don't know. I don't know how this all works. And we're all figuring out what's not working out perfect. That's okay. Yeah, you can see me all right. That's already. Um, um, and I did from me, and that, and from there, having really teeny tiny fish in a big old tank. So I think the last tank that I had set up was a 90-gallon cube, and it was pretty much all shrimp and gobies, and I think like one dwarf angelfish. Um, and it was my favorite tank because there was just always critters that I could like play hide and seek with, look around and try to find these little fish. I think I had like something like 15 gobies in there, but at any given point you could only really see like 5 to 10. And then some days some would be out, some days others would be out. But it was a treat because it was always kind of like, oh, I thought you were dead or something, and here you are, hanging out for the first time in forever. See, now I got 2 bars on my internet. So, but yeah, so with freshwater, in my opinion, I don't think there's a whole lot more opportunity for creating an ecosystem like in saltwater. I mean, I'm sure you definitely can. I was listening to the fish father earlier, and he was talking about how uh, uh, he believes in his tank or micro on it. Yeah, that's stuff try to where you can get microfauna into the system. Your smaller organisms will survive. It will feed the larger organisms, and that ladder just keeps going up and up and up. And then you basically have larger fish in the tank that always have a constant food source. And then those smaller organisms also eat usually at the algae and the decaying matter, which means that you have to clean less. So your tank looks better more often. Then you start adding things like plecos and catfish, cories, um, Chinese algae eaters. What's the other one that I really like? The Pandagaras. Is that what I'm thinking of? I think those guys are. There's something that's like really, really tiny guys. They're like maybe this big. I forget what they're called, but they're little tiny guys. They're easy and some of those guys. You know, the algae. Those are just making it so like every fish has a purpose, has a job. That's I think really the key to any successful tank because then you're just doing your routine water changes and you really don't have to scrub a whole lot, which means there's not a bunch of gunk getting put into the tank every time you have to clean the tank. You can use your gravel siphon or something like that and get some stuff up that way. But yeah, whatever makes it easiest. Most times when I have tanks running, I have like 5 to 10 at least tanks running because I'll have them all interconnected. Like I'll have 5 freshwater and 5 saltwater, and 2 big sumps feeding them both. And I just drain both those. I drain from the sump to do huge water changes all at once versus just going into each individual tank and cleaning them that way. But yeah, uh, it's been fun keeping. That's usually what it is. Like I said, I've been coming to the surface, trying to do some beach cleanups whenever I can. Um, Trying to get dive certified. Apparently, they don't accept just like living underwater as sufficient prerequisites for going on diving recreationally. Go figure. But I'm advanced certified now for diving. The deepest I think I've been so far was like 60 feet um, officially. And my ultimate goal would be to get everybody into diving, get everybody into fish keeping, and get everybody into participating in some beach cleanups. Um, and if you're not near a beach, well, guess what? The parks and just your neighborhood in general is a good place to start because, especially for Halloween, I was seeing all types of candy wrappers and stuff on the floor. Um, because that sewer system, and then guess what? It all goes into your rivers and back out to the oceans, and then it adds to that Great Pacific garbage patch that we want to try to try to mitigate at some point. Um, so yeah, do your part, please, please, please. I've been trying to be an advocate for that, and it's kind of disappointing that we are at this state that I have had to come up to the surface and really kind of scold some people about it. Um, it gets me quite frustrated to see the lack of consciousness about what you're doing when you throw your water bottle out the window when you're driving your car down the freeway, or um, take your bag of chips and when you're finished with it, just throw it on the ground. Like that has repercussions. It's not oh yeah, it's just I'm just one guy. I'm not a big impact. Well, there's millions of people that do that. So makes quite a huge impact. Things are not looking good. We're higher populations from certain areas. Change caused by pollution of fish and all sorts of that stuff, and then something else to that, and then get out team micro. I love that by just um, a lot of these things absorb through their skin through osmosis, or they're tiny again microfauna that feed the larger ecosystem, like coral, like zooplankton or shrimp or crabs and stuff like that. That's starting to affect the reefs, which are like basically the cities of the ocean. If that population starts to dwindle, then we lose tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of fish, possibly entire species. There's so much. There's so much that it impacts. But if there's one thing you can take away from this stream is please do your part. Pick up your trash, recycle, pick up other people's trash. You know, if you see it, pick it up. It's kind of that simple. I don't like the excuse. Oh well, I picked up mine, but somebody else can pick up their own. It's their responsibility. No, it's everyone's responsibility to pick up the slack that others have dropped for their trash on the streets or by or what barehanded and pick up somebody's booger rag on the beach or something like that. But great. If you're going to the beach, bring a bucket. Get some plastic gloves with you, and before you go, your immediate area, you should be, actively searching for trash to take out. Hey, what's going on, Sky? Thanks for coming up. But yeah, you should actively be searching for trash when you go to the beach. I know we're there to have a good time and enjoy the ocean and the waves and the view and relax and stuff like that. When you're leaving and you're packing up, look around you. Look within a 20-foot radius. You should easily be able to make sure that that area is spotless. Um, And if there's other people that are causing that trash, you know, you don't have to confront them or anything like that. Pick it up. Just pick it up. You know, if they're not going to do it, you should. Anybody that um, the beach is giving you these awesome views and like, like owned by anybody. If there are like lifeguards and stuff on the beach that do comb the beach, that's fantastic. But there's only so much they can do, you know. And with high tide and low tide, that stuff is going out. So the longer it stays on that beach, the more likely it is to go out with the tide and go out to the water. So I don't care what you got to do. Just get the stuff out of the beach. Get the trash out of the beach. I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but I will continue to advocate for everyone to remove trash from the beach at every opportunity. And again, from your local parks, from your neighborhood, wherever you see it, please, please, please pick it up. Uh, just dispose of it. Uh, here, just because, again, this is more kind of like a test stream, seeing if anybody wanted to pop up. I, I, I imagine that, but yeah, I'm gonna talk about my passion, keeping the aquarium. Um, Again, going to the beach, doing beach cleaning, try to get that out to people. Maybe we'll do a giveaway or something like that. Give away a couple issues. I'll definitely have a router, but before my next stream and like that, but and get another a good router. If anybody has suggestions for a good router, um, this room does not have a router in it. It is like 2 rooms over. I'm assuming that might be part of the issue. I normally have good internet. It could just be a TV on somewhere with a streaming platform on it, Hulu or YouTube or I don't know, something Disney or something like that. I'm a big fan of the Marvel movies and stuff, so like I said, I watched Black Panther. I highly recommend everybody go see that. Really, really showcased the ocean very well. I love that he's an advocate of the ocean, and he was basically pissed off that people were destroying it, and that's kind of why he was coming up to the surface um, to mess everybody up. Really good movie. I highly recommend it. Can't wait to see that new Avatar movie too. The commercial for that was in the Black Panther movie, and holy cow, that looks amazing. It's a really cool, fantastical ocean life to check out there. Can't wait to see what they do with that. So, um, for um, when we went to Aqua aquashella, uh, in Chicago, where walking pictures, um, having a good time, meeting some of the fish tubers. That was really fun. We got to see Fishy Biz, got to see Boss Aquatics, saw Caveman Aquatics, um, saw Primetime Aquatics. Who else was up there? Chattanooga Ed was over there. But yeah, I'd love to see you guys all at the next event. I know for certain the one that I always go to every year is Frag Farmers Market in Connecticut. That's out in Stowers. Usually it's always the first Saturday of March. Um, Over at E.O. Smith in, I believe it's one of the East Coast Day coral frag swap. It's what we do some great coral, in coral. In fact, the large it is, people don't do that thing like if you come through. This is cool, mind you. This isn't like this is just a high school, and people set up, 2 or 3 booths per classroom, like a hall. Super fun. It's a big community. They really, really push for um, a bunch of big name scans. I mean, they got Neptune, they got um, they um, and some coral that's you know been overgrown. Get some money in your pocket and then go walk around and I think my internet just. I'm gonna have to time my stream. But that's staying kind of going through it with me. But yeah, I'm gonna fix that this week because if I'm gonna start doing this, I gotta be able to have people hear me and see me without there being any issue. Yeah, just going in and out. But yeah, Frag Farmers was really cool. We were the featured guests last year. I think we're gonna go forward and be kind of like that's like our hometown show. Like I've been going to Frag Farmers Market for I think the last I think 4 or 5 years now. And my buddy Josh with Blueview Aquatics, he's been going for almost 8 years now. But yeah, we do that one every single year. That one's my favorite just because it's like we know all those people. Like we actively see those people throughout the year. But we also try to hit up. I think we're going to try to do Reeferpalooza again in New York, and maybe Macna if it's around. But heard again Keystone Clash. Not positive what it was called, but yeah, I'd like to. We travel around New England for the most part for events, and we try to go do the Aquashellas for the last year or two to hit those because those are kind of bigger events that are a little more broad topic where they do freshwater, saltwater, and reptile/amphibians. So there's a much broader audience there, much more people that we can kind of like get the message out to, and they actually really promote a lot of art, which is kind of what we're into as well. using the art to promote the message of, again, clean the beach, clean your parks, get the trash off the floor, off the beach, and not of the ocean. So I think we're probably going to close this down a little early today, just because I am seeing that this is quite a bit. But I really appreciate everybody that came up. Wanted to say hi. Anybody in the future watching this and leaving a comment or leaving a like, do it. I hope I can start doing this a little more. Fish miss. There goes my internet again. There we go. But yeah, fish fan stream. I I usually try to pop into the chats of some of the other fish. And this internet sucks. Yeah, that's gonna be it. If you see me in chat, say hey. I know I see Sky in almost every video that I. So we're gonna end this for today. We're in almost 45 minutes, and this internet is just going in and out so much. I don't think this is really going to be fantastic content. But the journey of a million miles starts with, or 1,000 miles starts with the first step, right? So this is our first step. We've had a couple other videos in the past, just getting used to getting all this stuff. So, buddy Josh kind of taking the reins. He set me up down here. So, but for showing up, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Leave us a comment if you enjoyed it. Have any suggestions, please leave that in there. And I really appreciate you guys. We don't have like a big outro that we do or anything like that, but we do a thumbs up for DiverMan. Um, if you're part of the diving community, you know that thumbs up means, no, not thumbs up. You want to do okay. And my response is usually, it's not okay. Things are not okay. The oceans are not okay. We need to go up. We need to do better. Go beyond the surface of what you think is possible. And, if you reach for the stars, you will land in the clouds. You need to go up and do better to save these oceans. So with that, I will leave you.